Good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. I'm the Gray Strega, and I'm here to give you your daily collective read for today, Tuesday, April 18th, 2023. What do we have coming through in the cards for today? Let's find out. Can I get the first card for our 5-card spread? It is... Page of Pentacles in its reversal. So, guys, we've been seeing some blockages coming up. There's definitely been some blockages. We'll get through it. We've been seeing that a lot with the daily cards, but here again with the Page of Pentacles in its reversal, this could be coming through as a few different ways. This could either be you pulling back on certain offers or obligations right now simply due to like a bandwidth issue or things of that nature, or this could be a lot of concentration right now around some kind of area or individual in your life who you feel isn't coming forward with the tangible offers or opportunities that you are ideally anticipating or expecting. Either way, a lot of your focus is in some of this blockage right now. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now, the next card we have coming through in our 5-card spread. You know what? You're kind of okay with it. And this is why you're kind of okay with it, because this is going to feel like a little back and forth energy. I've been saying there's some back and forth energy coming through a lot right now. Because while there are some areas right now that you're really kind of like feeling some annoyance or frustration around, maybe pulling back some of your own energy around it because things are not coming forward as tangibly or as consistently as you require, we see that there's new energy coming around you right now with this Page of Wands, energy that is very communicative, very open to offers and opportunities, new things, new advantages coming towards you right now. And so this is in a way mitigating some of this feeling of blockage, right? It's like off on. It's like the off on switch here. A lot of attention on the off switch, but also like paying in mind, like being able to navigate forward because there are new opportunities coming, even in the wake of those that are not necessarily coming through with the desired effect that you would hope for. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now. The next card in our 5-card spread. We love this queen. We love this queen. We've been seeing her in our daily collective read. So the second time we've been seeing her in the last week for verification. Will feel a bit different depending on whether you align to feminine or masculine energy, bearing in mind that this is not based on gender, but what you feel most aligned to. For feminine, this is a moment where, again, you've got some energies that aren't coming forward to the degree that you would hope. You've got other ones that are trying to come forward. But more than anything, you're putting a lot of time and concentration right now on your own level of stability, creating this situation of stability for yourself, concentrating on your own stability, even in the midst of some energy that like is either new or isn't coming forward in the way that you would hope. While for masculine, this could be really interpreting as a moment that you are pulling back your own energy from certain situations and scenarios right now and concentrating on a lot of new communication, specifically towards an energy that you are looking at as a Queen of Pentacles in its upright. Thank you so much for the gift. This is a moment where, again, you may be feeling right now that you only have so much time and energy to expend in places. You are now putting it very directionally towards these energies, towards this feminine manifestation that you feel is very secure, is very stable, and moving very directly towards that energy right now. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now. The next card we have coming through in our 5-card spread. What on earth did you... Okay. Really? Thank you so much for the gift, Annalise. We've got 4... Why? Come on, guys. It's a Tuesday. I got 4 cards to clarify for the next 5-card spread. So give me a minute as we go through them, okay? Because this is a lot of energy here. So this could be a lot. This is really interesting because this is giving a lot of clarification on what we're seeing right now with the energies being pulled back or going forward. More than anything right now, I'm going to go through feminine or masculine with this right now. There's this feeling of not wanting to be isolated, of putting a lot of attention into isolation that is positive or isolation that is not necessarily helping you right now. And we see here that there's a lot of concentration about going and moving into avenues or areas where you feel are going to be productive, are going to lead to the best ultimate outcomes for you. So paying a lot of attention to not isolating in a way that isn't helpful, but instead putting a lot of this energy into the spaces that you feel is going to allow for that positive change and movement. Because simply, Thank you, Annalise. You are overwhelmed. You are feeling like you've got a lot of things on your plate right now. And in the midst of it, to add to the level of like confusion, or to add to the level of everything you have to deal with, there's also some like unknown variables that you're still trying to wrap your head around, that you feel like you haven't gotten full clarity and transparency on. We're not seeing that this is stopping you right now, but we are seeing that it is really focalizing, like making a focal point in terms of your concentration. For feminine, this is potentially looking at a lot of the energies around you right now and just trying to say, like, listen, are you adding and creating a more productive environment for me right now at the moment? Or are you just creating more confusion, more secrets, more uncertainty? This is the balancing point that is allowing you to determine what you are or are not moving towards right now as you kind of come out of a period of isolation. Same goes for masculine right now, potentially pulling your energy away from places that are giving not enough clarity, and instead moving towards those energies that are feeling the most productive, but really a desire to kind of like get to work, get out of your shell. This is maybe the end of a period of isolation. I will also point out, just a warning for any of you traveling, sometimes with this Hermit card in its reversal, this can also talk about some frustrations around travel. So make sure you're double checking all of those travel plans as you proceed from this point. Continuing to get, and especially with the Moon card here, continuing to get clarification on these cards right now. The next card we have coming through in our 5-card spread before we start getting clarification is, geez Louise, what's going on this week? Bit of a nightmare. Bit of some frustrating energy coming through. But I do like the fact that even in the midst of some of this like frustration that's coming through right now, what we're really seeing is we're not seeing this as a blockage point. It's feeling like there's some headaches that you need to deal with right now, but really we see here that more than anything, for feminine, the solution to going through some of these issues that you're experiencing is just reorienting on yourself, just like reminding yourself to put yourself first, to concentrate on your own security and stability right now. While for masculine, we are seeing right now that a lot of this is potentially pulling your own energy away from any circumstances or situations that are creating any kind of obfuscation or uncertainty, concentrating instead, having a lot to deal with right now, but putting a lot of care and concentration right now in a manifestation of feminine that you feel is in this stabilizing point, while still feeling some of the anxiety and frustration of what you're going through. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between our Page of Pentacles in its reversal and a Page of Wands in its upright. So a bit of contrary energy right now, seeing that you're pulling some of your time and resources and energy away from places, having new places the communication is starting up on, maybe allowing one to kind of pulling back from one to kind of give to the other. For masculine energy right now, this could be pulling your own energy away to go forward in some capacity here as well. May I please get one card to clarify? This could also be feeling the frustration of an offer not coming forward with the directness that you would hope, and this is what's allowing you to take these new opportunities. Yeah, man, this is a 10 of Cups in its reversal moment. Thank you for the gifts. What we're really seeing here is that this is a moment where you're just like looking at the energy around you and you're really saying to yourself, is this going to lead to the ideal long-term outcome that I am anticipating or desiring? Is this going towards my best benefit? Is this leading towards the long-term perspective? Or is this potentially going to block me being able to reach it? And for both feminine and masculine, this is what's allowing you right now to embrace the energy that is giving you that positive of this, because a lot of your attention is really on whether some of the energy has that focus towards that same oriented long-term goal that you do, or if they're kind of giving you some indication that they're kind of blocking you from being able to go after this yourself, either by not coming forward with tangible, practical offers that you need of tangible things that you're asking for, or if they're coming forward with a lot of communication to make it very clear that they're able to move forward in this capacity. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between our Page of Wands and our Queen of Pentacles. So a bit different for masculine and feminine right now. For masculine, this is putting a lot of concentration and communication towards a manifestation of feminine that you feel very much is in this very stable place right now. While for feminine, this is putting a lot of concentration on your own stability, on your own security, and potentially entertaining new communication, new projects, new opportunities coming forward at this point, though they're feeling pretty new, because this Page of Wands is like very new energy. These are like the starts of conversations is what we're seeing here. The starts of passions, the starts of communications. May I please have one card to clarify? Woo! Wow, this is really interesting, guys. We've got double 10 cards in the reversal. So what are we seeing here? The completion of cycles, But what we love here is, again, this is a moment of having some moment of rebirth occurring at the end of something that is reaching a point of conclusion or finality. Appreciating and respecting something that was not potentially moving forward. Why? Because there was no possible desired, like, happy outcome long-term around them. This is a moment that you're shedding those, allowing them to move into the past. And this is the reawakening moment. This is the coming back out of it. This is reemerging from the ashes of whatever you're potentially leaving behind as this new start energy comes through, as feminine concentrates on their own stability, as masculine potentially moves towards a manifestation of feminine that they feel is in this supportive energy. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between our Queen of Pentacles and, hold on a minute, and this, I'm going to try to like summarize this in the easiest way possible. A feeling of potential overwhelm that is occurring with a desire more than anything to move away and move out of places that are not giving clarity, but instead towards those energies that are showing a productive, long-term community area of places and situations that are going to be most productive for you. For masculine, this is looking towards a feminine that you feel in a certain degree or capacity is kind of the whole package. Like, not only are they building their own sense of stability around them right now, but they also like kind of operate with a sphere of influence around them that is creating this sense of deeper stability. This could even be a feminine that has kind of is in within a community of in this kind of way. And moving in, even feeling potentially some anxiety about maybe not having all of the clarity and transparency you need around this energy, but certainly seeing a lot of signs that are driving you forward, though you may be feeling a little overwhelmed and uncertain of how to approach it, which is why we see this Page of Wands in its page energy. While for feminine right now, this is a moment where you are just putting a heavy degree of concentration on your own stability, a heavy degree of concentration on the community or circle of influence around you that you feel is also supporting those things that you're trying to build stability in your life around. Coming out of your shell. Feeling a bit of overwhelm though, because even while you do this, you are still facing some areas right now that you feel you don't have all the transparency on. Potentially could even be around some of this Page of Pentacles that you're kind of like not having felt the offer on, or trying to still put the pieces together on in terms of what happened in that situation or circumstance. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with, oh my gosh. We got this yesterday for our card of the day. It's back. Guys, we're in the retrograde shadow. Like, we're like, this is, there's some kind of blockage here. There's some kind of blockage that's happening right now in terms of being able to move with the swiftness or directness that one would ideally want. This could be feeling in a few different ways. This could either be a communication block, not getting the communication that you need. This could be a block in planning or travel or getting to the things that you want to get to. There's some sort of block that's happening here. But what we love about this is that for both feminine and masculine, we see that we're not coming into a space of feeling that this is ungrounding, especially for feminine energy right now. For feminine, we see that even while you may be experiencing some kind of block in terms of actually getting the plans to happen, being able to travel where you want to do, doing the things that you want to do. We see that you're reusing this time in the most productive way possible by reorienting on your own sense of stability while trying to like unpack some things you might not completely understand. Feeling like some anxiety about like not knowing if you have the full picture on things, feeling a bit of overwhelm there, but not like letting it get to you because you're almost at a point where you're feeling like you're so busy right now. It's kind of fine. Some of that busyness might also be what's causing some of this blockage, I will also point out. While for masculine right now, we are seeing very similar, but in a different fashion, because what we're really seeing here is, again, you are experiencing some overwhelm right now. You've got a lot of things that you're trying to deal with in your own community, around your own circle of influence, maybe even trying to unpack some areas right now that you feel have some like uncertainty around them, with a blockage potentially of being able to go towards a feminine energy that you feel is creating this stable, supportive environment for you right now. and also potentially feeling some anxieties in terms of maybe not being able to see everything as clearly around this feminine energy who you're trying to like build this stability with, and feeling some of this frustration and blockage and wanting to try to clear it up. Continuing to get clarification right now on basically the overwhelmed feeling that we're seeing here. That's what we're really seeing, that there is some anxiety that is being felt around this right now, which is almost why I need to point out, what we're pretty much seeing here is almost a situation where this anxiety is spurring a lot of this activity, is what we're really seeing. This anxiety to clarify and to get clarification on things, to be able to see things clearly, is actually like what's driving a lot of this energy forward right now, out of a period of isolation, to try to get to the bottom of things, to help ameliorate or ease some of this anxiety and burden. Like almost like really doing the legwork, if you will. May I please get one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now. I love it. The 5 of Cups in its reversal. So we're taking the lemons, we're turning them into lemonade. You're acknowledging right now. You're taking this moment and you're acknowledging some things. You're feeling the weight of some of the grief of things you're leaving behind. You're feeling the weight and the grief of some things that you don't feel like you have complete clarity and transparency on. You're feeling the weight of feeling like you're kind of balancing between some areas right now that you feel like you don't have full understanding of, which are probably driving you a little nuts, versus some other areas right now that are offering a lot of beautiful opportunities for you right now. And you're feeling kind of caught between these 2 points. You feel like you need to take action forward to a certain degree. But what we like right now is we're seeing that in this moment, you're allowing the choice to be made by saying you're going to leave that painful situation aside. You're not allowing yourself to concentrate on the places of grief. You're not allowing yourself to get caught trying to unravel all of these greater mysteries that don't seem to like you have full understanding on. You're turning your attention to what you can change, to what you can affect, instead of kind of hovering in a place of anxiety and grief about what you feel you may have lost to a certain degree, which we love, because that is what's going to allow you to move forward on your journey. Continuing to get clarification. I want to get clarification on these. These 2 I'm very excited on getting clarification on. Between our 10 of Cups in its reversal and our 10 of Swords in its reversal. So what are we really seeing here? We are seeing a moment of completion. What is this moment of completion? This is observing some situations and circumstances that were not allowing you to reach the degree of long-term plans or future that you were hoping for yourself. Leaving those on the wayside and allowing this to be a moment of rebirth, of coming back to life, away from those experiences that were causing unhappy conclusions, not giving any ability to see a positive long-term outcome, but allowing instead at the same exact time, not letting yourself be caught in that moment, but allowing this to be that rebirth energy into those new things, just like coming back to life as soon as you experience this setback. We love this kind of energy. May I please have one card to clarify? Thank you. Yeah, man, this is what I love. This is what I love. You know why? Because you're being real pragmatic about it. You're being real pragmatic about it. What are you being pragmatic about? You're simply looking at it and being like, look, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. And this is the moment that you're simply allowing yourself to move away from the situations and circumstances that you could have been saying, like, I was really hoping for a different outcome. I was really hoping that we could have something here that could be really beautiful. But we can't, because you've seen the evidence that it ain't gonna work, that something about it is non-operational, regardless of how much you desired or wanted that outcome. Just not gonna work in the practical way. And that acknowledgement, that acceptance is what's immediately allowing you to move forward, because you're not letting yourself get caught in the grief of the moment. You're just being practical and being like, you know what? I wanted something, but you know what? It wasn't going to work. It's showing every evidence that it couldn't. I'm going to let this be a moment of getting back to work, getting back to the way, finding the way that it will work, not abandoning your long-term goal, saying like, that way wasn't going to work. doesn't mean it's not going to work. It means I need to take another try. You know what I mean? Like just starting up again, being like, all right, we're going to do this again. But again, still focusing on that long-term goal. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between, and this could be feeling a little frustrating. I'm going to admit there's some Mercury pre-shadow here, because what do we got? This desire, this feeling of renewal, this desire of wanting to come back up, come back to the surface. You know what I mean? But at the same time, feeling some kind of immediate blockage, feeling that there's something tangibly preventing you from being able to rush forward in the direction that you're trying to rush forward right now. This could be a practical issue, something that is practically blocking you as it relates to planning or plans. This could be some kind of communication blockage. This could even be some kind of travel issue or travel blockage coming up. So it could be feeling very frustrating now, because this is like a desire being like, I'm ready to start, I'm ready to have this renewal, but I can't immediately. So clarification on these two cards. Oh, baby, my baby. This is beautiful. You know what? You guys know the Fugazi song? I'm a patient boy. I'm a patient boy. I wait, I wait, I wait, I wait. That's what we're seeing here, but this is what we love right now, because what we're seeing is there's a moment right now that you are feeling that even though there is something here about this renewal, even though there is this like moment that's creating this like stoppage or this blockage, this inability to like move as quickly as you want on the plans that you're hoping for, you're allowing this to be a moment that you're centering in. You're allowing this to be a moment that you're just like giving yourself into the timing of it. You're basically just saying like, I'm going to ease into this timing. I'm going to allow this to happen because there's a feeling of fate coming into focus here. Feeling like there's, this is going to happen at the time that it's going to happen, and an understanding that it doesn't need to be rushed. And in fact, the fact that you feel this like degree of not needing to rush through it or rush into it is almost giving you further confirmation that this is the path that you're supposed to be on, because it's not creating that moment of anxiety for you. It's creating that moment of just like, almost like a divine patience coming through at this moment. Yes, surrendering in a way, just being like, I can surrender to this. I'm okay with this. I can allow myself to be in this period of waiting. Feeling like there is something about like divine timing, taking its time, taking its due. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between our Eight of Wands in its reversal. That inability to feel that frustration of moving forward. But this is what we like about this. This is what we like about this. Because there's something really, and this is where we see some of this Wheel of Fate coming into effect. There's something really important. There's something really important. There's something really important happening with this period of slowdown. It's allowing for a shift of focus to occur. It's allowing you to turn your opinion from one of grief to one of positive expectation, one of positive anticipation. It's actually it's exactly for this reason of this delay that's actually giving you some space to allow some of these cycles to reach a point of completion, to allow yourself to move into a vibration of possibility instead of one of lack and loss. May I please have one card to clarify? Clarification coming right now with what did I just say? Did I stutter? Because what we're seeing here, this is almost giving me an energy of like absence makes the heart grow fonder to a certain extent. There's something here about this blockage of communication, this blockage of travel, this blockage of movement that is allowing for this shift to occur. It's allowing you to turn your perspective away from the places that you are feeling sad, loss, grief on, but instead moving into a moment of anticipation, of positivity, because you are moving into a point of brightness. You are moving towards a positive outcome, even if there is a delay here. Now, it's really giving that energy of, turn towards the sun to let the shadows fall behind you. Turning towards the sun to let those shadows fall behind you. That's what's happening in this. And that's what I say This is why I say the retrograde periods are a gift. They are a gift because they force a slowdown to allow for things to absorb. They're allowing for things. They are the period. There's activity in the retrogrades that is just as important as when we're moving direct, okay? Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between our Eight of Pentacles in its reversal and our Wheel of Fortune. So, having some points of frustration coming up right now, putting a lot of attention right now, potentially on some areas in your own life that you don't feel, not just romantically, but just like everywhere, where you might not necessarily feel things are moving in the way or to the degree that you would require. This is also giving a lot of retrograde energy too. What can I fix? What can I fix in the slowdown? Seeing the things that are not working, having to put some attention into them so that long-term things will be moving in the most positive, productive way possible. Getting that moment of correction to allow to get yourself on the karmic wheel as well and as functionally as possible. May I please get one card to clarify? Clarification. Ah! What am I supposed to do with that? Okay. All right, we got a bunch of, oh God, there's so many cards here. Okay, hold on. This is a side. Okay, this is, all right, okay. All right, we'll read them. Hold on. Clarification. Okay, we've got extra cards that we're going to be reading later. I'm going to put those on the side. We got an extra bonus coming through. We've got here clarification coming through right now with the Ace of Wands in the reversal. So what are we really seeing here? What we're really seeing right now is, like I just said, this is a moment, and this is coming through like almost like the retrograde energy, right? Something that is not working, putting the time and energy in to correct. Why? So that things can work in the most functional way possible, right? That there is a higher order coming through right now about a lot of things being brought to your attention that need to be fixed so that you can do the work to fix them so that you can manifest these things into your life right now in the most elegant, direct way possible. And this is like, and this is giving a lot of manifestation energy because this could even require even writing a lot of lists right now, putting a lot of things on paper. Often when I see this Ace of Wands, there's a lot of heavy writing energy as a component on this as well. So again, a moment that may not be feeling productive, but is allowing for a lot of planning that creates a new degree of productivity. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now with our Wheel of Fortune in combination with our Sun card. Two cards I love to see in combination with each other because what we really see right now is this is a reorientation, a recorrection of your own karmic wheel, bringing you into a place of your own and generating your own positivity, moving in the direction of choosing those areas or those situations that bring these most high divine positive outcomes towards you right now. May I please get one card to clarify? This is coming, oh my gosh, I love this reading. This is coming through right now with the Seven of Cups in its reversal. So what's happening right now? Again, this moment that's happening right now that is allowing you to put a new orientation and a new direction towards your own happiness. Understanding that a lot of the things that have brought you up until this point have been a reorientation of your own karmic path to those specific areas or situations that are going to bring you and generate to you the most joy. And that is requiring that you are now in a place where you are getting a deeper understanding of what it is you're truly going after. And because you are building this internal desire within yourself of choosing your own joy, choosing your own happiness, this is what's creating a point of clarification so that you are not being as easily misled or as easily misdirected as you may have previously been, because you're operating from a place that you know from within what it is that you're seeking, and therefore it's a lot easier to find it. Continuing to get clarification on these cards right now between our Ace of Wands in its reversal and the Seven of Cups in its reversal. So a moment right now of really building this beautiful point of understanding within yourself, operating from a clarity of internal direction, to allow you to create what you are trying to create, not from a point of distraction, not from like grabbing whatever you see on the shelf, not from grabbing whatever's in front of you, but allowing that internal guidance to drive forward whatever you're trying to manifest right now. Big cards for creative endeavors, anything you're trying to produce, passions that you're trying to bring into earth. A very important moment of really getting and seizing upon what you're trying to create and understanding, like a deeper understanding and connection point with the thing within you that you're really trying to bring into manifestation right now. May I please have one card to clarify? Final card for today's spread before we do this little side quest. Ace of Swords in its reversal. We cannot get away from this card, my friend. Every single time this card drops for us, I swear, for like the last 2 months, it's just every single time it's in its reversal. Surrender. Victory through surrender. Victory through an act of surrender. We see your surrender is self-evident. We see here, again, we keep seeing the shedding process. We see you moving away from the things that are not leading to your ultimate happiness right now. That is not easy. That is coming into having to look at situations and circumstances that you may be feeling very close or connected to and saying, I care about these things, but ultimately they're not going to bring me to what I believe my desired long-term outcome is. It's that perspective. It's being able to release that energy that was creating the distraction point for you, that is allowing you to have this release process right now that is difficult because it's requiring a surrender, but ultimately is bringing a new victory with it. And we almost see that victory is now clearly on the horizon, because this letting go is moving more and more into the past. Bottom of the deck. I'm not sure if I should do bottom of the deck or if I should drop these cards, because we got these extra cards here that we need to address, because there's additional message here. I'm going to hold on the bottom of the deck here, and I want to go over some of these side messages, because I think that this has a lot to do potentially too with what is also being surrendered here, because these just flew up. So I want to give them the credit that they deserve. So what are we seeing here right now? Yeah. Okay, so these are the cards that came out prior as I was flipping the Ace of Wands. So the thing that you're trying to manifest. So really what we're seeing here, this is good, because it actually reads very closely to what I just was talking about with this act of surrender. Because what we're really seeing here is, and this could be feeling like this is a unique message for some of you in terms of this, considering it's a little bit outside of what we're seeing, that this has been a very difficult time. It's required a great deal of courage. It's required a great deal of courage, because we see that you've been coming out of some situations or circumstances that almost seem had to have been built to create a situation or circumstance that left you feeling uninspired, undercreative, underappreciated, underloved. But what that was really kind of also showing you right now was that more than anything, the way to come out of those situations and circumstances was not in fact a situation or circumstance where this was the case, but that rather these were situations and circumstances that were simultaneously making you feel undervalued, underappreciated, but that you were also pouring everything that you had into them. All of your energy, all of your affection, all of your care, all of yourself. And it was leaving you in a space that you were feeling completely and totally drained, completely and totally exhausted. It was very important that you reach this point, coming to this point right now, because what it's really allowed you to do is it's allowed you to take a moment of reconsideration. It's allowed you to have a moment of reorientation. It's allowed you to look at things in a different way and to make a different choice for yourself. To acknowledge how you could give the same amount of affection to yourself, and as a result of that was not the case, that you are not someone who isn't worthy of love, but that you have to be very careful about the energy that is around you to make sure that they are able to address things and come towards you with the seriousness required. They're not just people coming towards you looking to have their cup filled, right? That those who are coming to you just looking to have their cup filled will never fill your cup in turn. They will just keep asking for you to fill their own cup without returning it. And this is that moment of you rejecting that type of energy. And feels very difficult. It continues to feel very difficult because it feels like something you have to push against. It feels like something that you have to battle. But that is because you are in a place where you are trying to restore yourself from that moment. And because, let's be honest, this energy brought a lot of joy with it as it was asking you to fill its cup. So even now, understanding that like this was a moment of you choosing your own integrity. And it's taken a lot of courage for you to reach this point. But also, this is what I mean. There's something about even this surrender that you're taking right now that is also requiring you to like really stand in your integrity. So it could feel like a surrender, but it's also a strange surrender, because it's a strange surrender because you're surrendering due to the fact that you're choosing to stand in your integrity. And that is what is going to bring you back into this place of courage. And it's bringing a lot of positivity coming towards you as well. Bottom of the deck on this reading right now is, Chariot in its reversal. The most important lesson coming through this right now is about companionate energy, right? The Chariot cannot move forward unless the energy around it is united to a singular desire, a singular purpose. It's going in the same direction as you. What we're really seeing here is making sure right now that you are still continuing in that way, and making sure that you are only working right now with energy that you feel is sharing your own vision, sharing your own purpose, is going to allow you to reach your desired outcome in the most successful way possible. Anybody who's like kind of showing you clearly that they're not necessarily headed in the right direction, that's a good sign that you'd not want to necessarily navigate that way, because it's just going to create more of a friction point right now. So remember this Chariot. Make sure that that energy that you're associating or working with right now, you guys are aligned in terms of where you're going. That is our daily collective read for today. I want to thank you guys so much for being here and experiencing it with me. Just a reminder, if you would like to book a private reading with me, you can book one on my website, gracestrega.com. Booking my private readings are done over video with the option of recording sent to you afterwards. And if you're a subscriber to my TikTok, you can take 10% off any of my services when you pay. Just mention your subscriber ID at the point of payment. Also, please remember that I will never, ever, 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 ever reach out to you for a reading. I will never inbox you. I will never message you. I will never WhatsApp you. The only way you can have a reading with me is if you book via my website. I want to thank you so much for having this reading with me today, and we will do this again tomorrow.